بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So this is a summary of the entire section of this chapter. The author is citing a series of hadith which summarizes the concepts that we've discussed throughout the weeks on the prohibited transactions and the contingencies related to them. قال وعن أبي سعيد رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن شراء ما في بطون الأنعام حتى تضع، وعن بيع ما في ضروعها، وعن شراء العبد وهو آبق، وعن شراء المغانم حتى تقسم، وعن شراء الصدقات حتى تقبض، وعن ضربة الغارس. So the hadith is very clear, which talks about all the prohibited transactions, and anyone can tell us the chapter's summary. What are the rationale of prohibition here?
Clarity.
Or
the opposite.
Lack of clarity.
Lack of clarity. Sorry.
So al-gharar wal-jahala. So lack of clarity or ambiguity or deception. So anything. So the Prophet ﷺ is teaching us how to be business savvy, basically. When you buy, when you sell, you have to be very clear. You have to know exactly what you're buying. Do not be cheated on. And for the seller, obviously, not to do any of these things. Otherwise, the transaction is null. And in this example, all the following hadith will emphasize the same concept. And they are very simple and they're very clear, but they serve as principles, right? So you remember, it's as if you're doing that. So the first one is buying the conception of an animal. If they're pregnant, you cannot buy anything that is conceived till the animal gives birth, right? What if it came out dead, or not to your liking, or has specific defects or something? You cannot do that. And people, unfortunately, sometimes do that because I want to buy everything so no one else can buy it, right? And also selling what's in the udder, the milk, because it might look, as like 2 liters of milk, and it may not be like that, right? And a fugitive or fleeing slave, if this doesn't apply, alhamdulillah, now, but that was an example during the olden days. And the selling the spoils of the war. So someone saying, my share is going to be this much, I'm going to sell it. You cannot do that till you own it, you possess it, and otherwise it will be buying something that you don't own. Even in this case. And shira is sadaqat, meaning someone knows that I'm going to get my share from zakat or sadaqah, I'm going to get this much and much of dates, or this much a cow or a camel or a lamb or a sheep, whatever. You cannot sell it till you have it, because you don't know what you have. And the strike of the diver, he's going to say, okay, I'm going to dive and catch shells, and each shell is going to have 10 pearls. Who knows how much he's going to catch. And so, because some people say, okay, whatever you catch today, we're going to buy it from you for $500, let's say, just hypothetically. You cannot do that, because you may not catch anything, or he may catch much more. So it has to be very clear. So as I mentioned, these things, they seem to be taken for granted, but remember the example so you can apply it in practical life to other concepts. Similarly, ومثله عن ابن مسعود قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تشتروا السمك في الماء فإنه غرر. Do not buy fish in the water, for this is a form of deception. And this is same thing. You go to a fisherman and say, okay, anything you catch today, we're just gonna buy your product, your whatever you fish today for this much money. You don't know, because even if it has been consistent over the last whatever number of days or the duration of time, it may not apply today, it may not apply tomorrow. So you cannot do that until they actually have the commodity and have a very accurate assessment of its value and its price.
I wouldn't say until they actually have the commodity, because you can buy from him, specify, okay, I'm buying from you 10 fish. And then he can
And how much is 10 fish? Is it like
no, I mean
10 pounds each or 1 pound?
Okay, it can be all agreed on.
I'm gonna buy fish from you, $2 a pound, right?
He'll supply it. He's responsible to supply what you agree
No,
on.
this is بيع ما لا يملك, is not allowable.
But this is his profession. I mean, he's not saying, I'm going to give it to you right now, today.
Yeah, so you're selling something لا تبع ما لا تملك, something you don't own, you don't sell. When you own it, you sell it. You don't own it, you don't sell it. Easy and simple.
But what if you clarify, like if I catch fish A, fish B, fish C, each one has a price and then also per pound, so that whenever you do catch them, you basically sell at that, with that math.
Because the issue here is the issue of freshness. I mean, you're specifying so that you will get it fresh when he gets it.
Yeah, when he gets it, you buy it. Before you get it, you don't sell it.
So you can agree what payment be.
Exactly. You can give him an earnest money. This is what we call بيع العربون أو العربان أو الأربان, right? This was a section, a whole section, right? So you can give him, okay, we're gonna give you this much money. When you get the actual catch, then we'll buy it from you.
Does that apply for buying the brand new homes that's not built based on the plan?
You were absent when we discussed this. So you can buy that. Yeah, you can buy based on the specs, right? You can have the plan, and the house is gonna be 4,000 square foot. They give you from A to Z, and you can give them upfront money, whatever, 10%, 20% in this example, and that is okay. This is, we mentioned two forms of this بيع. Either بيع العربان, العربون نحن بنسميه بلادنا, you can give them upfront, or بيع السلم. بيع السلم بيع موصوف في الذمة. Right? So originally it is haram, but it has been made lawful by the Prophet ﷺ to just make it easy. Otherwise it would be impossible for people to go by exactly what should be what should be allowable. Same thing buying furniture, for example. Say the carpenter doesn't have the money, the maker doesn't have the money, and you need something, and he needs, say, okay, I'm going to pay you 30% up front, but I'm going to buy this, what it looks like, or they have a model, a sample, right? You go to the showroom, and you say, I need something like that, and they will give you something like that. It may not be come out 100%, but this is what they call, يعني, the variation is within what is acceptable, يعني, in common law. الله. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن بيع المضامين والملاقيح. So similarly, the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام prohibited, يعني هنحكيها بالعربي لأنه
جزاك الله خيرا. عندما تذكر العربية.
المضامين يعني الناقة الحامل يعني، والملاقيح الذكر يعني الفحل ويعني ما في ظهره يعني. So the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام prohibited selling the same thing, what's in the pregnant camel, or even the male camel, يعني what they can produce. And we mentioned examples before, يعني where the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام يعني نهى عن يعني whatever comes out of mating, you know, because they would even rent a camel to mate a she camel and say, okay, this much is for, and it may not happen, right? And there may not be conception, so this is all not allowable. وعن ابن عباس قال نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أن تباع ثمرة حتى تطعم ولا يباع صوف على ظهر ولا لبن في ضرع. So same thing, يعني all this is a summary of what we discussed before. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام prohibited that the fruits or the crops يعني are sold before they appear to be ripe, or that to be good, actually good produce. And same thing, the wool on top of the, يعني before it's shaved off the animal, and the milk and the udder of the animal. So all these things are a summary of everything that we discussed. And remember two things. So we're talking about what they call علل البيوع المنهي عنها. So the first one is the jahala, the ambiguity. The second one is the darar, the deception, because of the lack of the clarity. And now there is a chapter that's going to come on the riba. So these are the main يعني, prohibitions, or what they call it, the causes, the rationale for not allowing certain transactions. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Some sellers in this country, sellers have policy to return item within 30 days, such as Walmart, Amazon. So if I buy a merchandise with the intent to begin with the return within 30 days, use it for 3 weeks and then return, is it permissible?
So next chapter is called Babul Khiyar, a chapter on the options. The option period is allowable. So that could be because of the defect in the product, or you agree on it. And we had the hadith, right, from the Prophet ﷺ, where a person يعني, was not a savvy merchant. So he came and complained to the Prophet ﷺ. And people about it complain even in the market that he always buys for higher price, and when he sells it's lower price. So he's not allowing the prices to adjust. So the Prophet ﷺ told him that la khilaba, right? And he said, meaning there is no deception. So when he would take the product, he would hold it for 3 days. If he likes it or his family likes it, they will hold it back. If not, they will return it. Right?
I think the question, if I understood correctly, is that he's buying it with the intention of returning it.
Yes.
He's buying
Or you're
it.
buying it and you know you're gonna return
He
it?
wants, yeah.
People buy and there is a return policy.
No, that's a totally different scenario. That is not allowed. That is not
Although
jaiz.
this is their policy, like Walmart are allowed to return within 90 days, for example, many merchandise.
Right. They allow to return it if there is a defect in the product
Alright,
or
if I
you
don't
don't
like
like it, yeah, for a true thing.
But you
But you-
not like
But
it.
predetermining that, I'm gonna buy this suit, I'm gonna go to the wedding, after the wedding, I'm gonna return it, that is not allowable. لا تظلمون ولا تظلمون. So,
If a car dealership sells a car on their payments, and the buyer makes the first payment, second payment, third payment, then the dealer go to the bank and see if he sell the contract. So let's say the contract is $10,000 and he sell it for 8. Is this allowable or this is riba?
this is exactly the definition of riba, right? So, all these car dealerships, it's coming in the chapter of riba, inshallah, but this is exactly what the riba is.
What did the dealer do? He sold the contract?
They sell the contract. This is exactly what they do with the houses and with the cars. This is the common practice, right? They take your contract, even the Islamic finance, unfortunately, they take your contract and they sell it to someone else, to another bank, right? Because what happens, they're charging you 6% interest, right? They will take the contract and they will sell it, and they will keep 4% whatever, and the other bank will take 1%, and this is the whole market. I mean, this is not an exception. This is the common practice. You go to Chase Bank, and Chase Bank is not your bank anymore, right? It's SunTrust, actually. They will sell it to SunTrust Bank. And even with many of the Islamic bankers, they sell it to someone else. Goldman Sachs, so. And this is why it is not a clean 100%.
But it's not the topic, but the issue here is on them, not on the.
Exactly, that's why they say it is on them, and they're selling it's complicated, but, and that's the definition of riba. The riba is basically selling the debt. Yeah. I hope this series is helpful and useful, inshallah. It's very practical, and the chapter on riba is going to be very interesting, inshallah.
It's very interesting.
How about buying warranty?
The warranty is separate, it's allowable. And if you buy it in a separate contract, it is allowable, that's not a problem.